Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we'll make version 2 of a custom barbecue grill using stainless steel. I'll post a quick picture so you can see what version 1 of this looks like. The reason for version 2 is that the first version had a few issues with it. The biggest issue was warping and strength. Now this one here has a lot less warping because there's a lot more material there. The biggest difference looking at it visually is a lot less cutouts through it, which makes this a lot heavier. This is a little bit over 5 pounds. It feels nice and sturdy and heavy, which is what you want when you have a fire pit and you want to do some barbecues. Last thing you want to do is put this on a barbecue and have it melt on you. Now this is 304 stainless steel. It's 12 gauge, which is roughly 3 millimeters thick, or a little bit less than 1/8 inch thick. You can see here. So the edge quality is amazing. I'm really happy with their plasma cutter. The finish on it looks great too. The nice thing about stainless steel when it comes to barbecue grills is that you don't have to worry so much about corrosion. Mostly you end up with rusting. If this was made of mild steel, it would have already started to just rust just from the ambient humidity in the air. Now when you have a fire pit, you might say, well, that's not a big deal. It's pretty dry. Fire dries everything out, yes. But after the fire goes out, all that humidity comes back onto the grill, and then you start having rusting happen pretty quickly. Now you can try to season it with oil and that kind of stuff, and that definitely works, but you still can't beat the rust. It will still come onto your fire pit, and it'll come onto your barbecue grill. That's something we solved with stainless steel. Now stainless steel is a lot more expensive than mild steel, but for durability wise, I'd say it's far superior. There's nothing really that compares to it. Now with CNCKing.com, we make them all on demand, which means that if you wanted this to be 1/4 inch stainless steel and you had big muscles to be able to lift it, we can make it for you. We can also make it any size, any shape. The internal structure, you know, what it says, it could be absolutely anything as well. So let's take a look at our plasma cutter cutting this out. Now this one here is obviously finished, but I want to do a close-up just so you can see the quality of the cuts that we achieve. So everything's clearly legible, everything is square, everything is properly made. Now with a plasma cutter, it's sort of equivalent to using a 1/8 bit on a router. So you won't ever have sharp inner corners like you would with a water jet, but the plasma totally excels on speed. This thing would still be being cut on the water jet, and we cut this 2 days ago using our plasma cutter. So the nice thing about that is that we go into mass production, and it's a very efficient process to cut it out. Now, the plasma arc itself is around 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and metal melts at around 2,500 Fahrenheit. So if it gives you an idea with your fire pit, I would be surprised if you get more than 1,200 or 1,300 Fahrenheit on there. When you're burning wood, it gets really hot to you because your body temperature is not really that high. But when it comes to metal and that kind of stuff, it's nowhere near enough to melt it. Now, of course, if you start throwing gasoline on there and other things and just have a crazy fire, of course, you could start to get to the effect of melting metal. But I've never had that issue with stainless steel. So when it comes to material like this here, it's very solid, very strong. When you're not using it, just hanging on the wall, it looks totally great. And we can customize, again, any aspect of this. Now, if you want one made for your fire pit or your barbecue or what have you, I need to know roughly the size of it because, you might have a 12 by 5 inch barbecue. Well, we're not gonna make something this large for you for that because it just won't fit. Fire pits also generally are around a 30-inch diameter, but there's a lot of variance on that as well. And of course, we can make custom fire pits as well. So if you want, a 5-foot fire pit, we can make that for you just as easily as we can a much smaller one for you. Of course, using stainless steel because we don't like rust. So if you're looking for a custom fire pit grill, what have you, contact me at CNCKing.com. We'll help you with the design. We'll cut it for you, we'll clean it up, and we'll ship it right to your door.